Are you ready for the climb? Yeah! Let's ride. From the dusty halls in Texas, down to Mexico, to the high-flying rings in Ontario. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, chasing a dream, keeping hunger inside. They bleed on the canvas for the love of the crowd. On a journey through the Indies, fighting to the top. Every ring, every town, yeah, we never stop. Across the border, hear the engines roar. Journey through the Indies, this is total war.
Hello there, everybody. Well, are we ready to go?
We are. Yep.
Testing, 1, 2, 3, 4.
We got it.
Come on in. Join us. Be here with us. We are back. Another episode, Journey Through the Indies. That's Matt.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome.
I got to do it opposite. Right over there. There's Matt. I'm
Yep.
Jason. We're on Journey Through the Indies.
Go Bills.
It's been a long week.
Yes, it has.
A little bit of really no interesting news. I haven't heard anything big on the indies. I haven't heard anything big in mainstream wrestling in the WWE. It was really kind of like an eventless week as far as wrestling goes. Really nothing happened. I get like 1% better every day from knee surgery, and that's about it.
Nice. We should start slinging knee braces. I actually saw that on Amazon. They have these knee braces that you can stick ice into. And when I saw that, I was like, "Oh, that would be great for Jason. Hey, we should get an affiliate link for that."
Right away, yeah. I definitely need that.
Yeah, but I just haven't had time to make the advertisement card for it yet. The only one I have is this one right here, the advertisement card for In Demand Indie, which of course I have to plug because Ryzen's such a great guy, and he wrote such a great book that's such a big help for aspiring new wrestlers in the indie scene. Go ahead and scan that QR code, buy and read it. Read the book. It's not that long. It's easy to read. He only made 1 or 2 spelling errors, and so it's great. And of course, especially with all the self-publishing that goes on these days. The only criticism that I have, and this is such a minor thing, is he misspelled the word carny when he was talking about carnies. But who cares, right? But yeah, here you go. In Demand Indie, written by Rob Kimball, who wrestles under the ring name Ryzen, and he's really good. He's been in it for a long time. Can't recommend him enough. He's an absolutely fantastic guy. He's great at marketing. Read his book.
Read it.
All right.
And then come to us. Let's have a book club where we all discuss it. I'd love to get him on.
Yeah, absolutely. I will. He's very busy, though. He does work full-time as a marketer for a company in Orlando. So, he's got a lot going on. Oh, yeah, we all do. We're all busy as hell. Me too.
Oh,
yeah. Nothing interesting happened to me either. I just worked the entire time. Work out. That's the thing, which kind of leads me into this little segue. So one thing I did want to talk about, because, we have a lot of crossover with bodybuilders. A lot of wrestlers are bodybuilders themselves. And I've been an avid weightlifter ever since I was about 15. But the thing is, I work out at home. I don't go to a gym. I don't talk to other people who work out. And I'm getting older. I'm in my 40s now. And I heard about these things called peptides. I've never heard of that before. So what is a peptide? Why should a bodybuilder our age take them, and what do they do? I thought you would have some good information on this.
It all depends. Everything that I learned when I went through, because I got a lot of the serious credit. I went to school for exercise science, and everything I did and all my certifications, a lot of this newer stuff wasn't covered back then. Really, it's just all it is amino acids.
Oh, okay.
So you can get that in just about anything. But I do notice that a lot of companies like to kind of take something that's already there, a lot of times even naturally. And I don't know if that's the case with this because I haven't researched it. But this is just based on other things that I've encountered in that world. Is they'll kind of take something that's just common and try to market it like it's special.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Which amino acids are important because that's the building block of the proteins, but I don't know how that becomes a separate product.
Oh,
You know, I mean, it manages. You can manage pain with it, blood sugar.
hmm.
Yeah, it helps your insulin levels. I don't know exactly how marketing it as just is there like a product that's like, hey, here's this peptide.
No, so I listened to another podcast called Revenge of the Sis, and one of the co-hosts on there has been a really avid weightlifter for the past couple of years, like even like way more hardcore than even what I do. Like the guy lost like 60 pounds in 3 years, and he's like rock solid. And he was talking about peptides because he's about my age, maybe a couple of years younger, but he was talking about how peptides helped him as he's aged, and it was the first I've ever heard of it. So I don't.
Your body actually creates it, like when you have an adrenaline rush, the endorphins.
Mhm.
Uh, when your body produces insulin, there's amino acids and all of that,
Hmm.
which is just peptides.
Yep. And as we're getting to our,
I don't know that you need a scoop of peptides.
as we're
Mm.
getting close to our 50th birthdays, all of our doctors are talking about, our blood sugar and our blood pressure, and
Close.
they're
That's very
all over us about it. At least mine is.
well. I mean, there's certain like GLP-1s, like Ozempic and that Wegovy. Is that like what you're talking about? Is it?
I have no idea.
So
I don't know what he was talking about. I just
I'm
know
not sure
that.
either. I'd have to listen and look it up more. Like I said, the basics about peptides from what I learned 25 years ago and refreshed on 10 years ago when I passed the national boards
Mhm.
for personal training is it's just really amino acids. There's a lot of things your body already creates that these companies try to market you.
Mm.
Uh, I don't. It doesn't. I'll have to look more into it, but it doesn't sound like anything other than that to me personally. Opinion.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
But
But yeah,
yeah, no, I would
and one thing
jump
you
into
might
that.
have noticed is that we're no longer in a wrestling ring right now. We're in the middle of a scary jungle.
Scary jungle.
Well, it's not really scary. It's I've got some animals walking around, some butterflies, and a nice. I thought it would be nice to be a little bit different today. Get outside,
Nothing wrong
enjoy
with
some of the air.
some of the air from inside in the jungle.
Yeah.
Hey, I've been in a jungle, and people from the west side of Buffalo, to them, anything's a jungle. But I was in an actual jungle,
Yeah.
and imagine somebody from the inner city standing there while monkeys were swinging over their head, and I believe we saw a jaguar. So
Oh,
we got out of there
nice.
pretty quick. Yeah, we packed up lunch pretty quick and exited the jungle. But yeah, I've been in the jungle. Didn't look like that. Didn't look like what's behind you there.
No, no, no. This is a very benign scene, as you can see. I've got some crocodiles walking around, some elephants, and all
But
that, and
if
huh?
you had a crocodile,
Yeah, right there, right
do you know what the
there.
difference is between a crocodile and an alligator living in
Uh,
Florida?
yeah,
Because you have,
one will see you later, and the other one will see you after a while.
yeah, pretty much. That is the difference. Dad joke number one.
Dad joke number one. No, we do actually have American crocodiles here in our part of Central Florida. They're
Oh
rare,
yeah,
and they're
and
slightly.
you've seen them.
I haven't seen an American crocodile in the wild. I've seen American alligators. Alligators are everywhere. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
but the crocodiles are making a comeback from near extinction, from what I understand, and they're making a comeback. And I've heard a few reported sightings in Brevard County, which is where I live.
That's where you
But
live,
yep, but I haven't seen one with my own eyes.
really.
Mm,
But there's been reports.
yes, and it's actually hard to see alligators. They spend most of their time under the water. And the water's really murky around here, so like you just assume there's an alligator in every retention pond around here, and you just don't go
Well,
there.
I've seen them, yeah, in those big ditches on the side of the highway.
Yep,
That's where I'd see them when I was down there.
yep, they're
Just
there
kind of
too.
like chilling, sun tanning.
Yeah, they're there too, but they avoid humans. Back when I used to have a little bit of free time, I would go fishing in some of these canals, these runoffs from Lake Washington, and they're loaded with bass, like largemouth bass and smallmouth bass and crappies and sunnies and all sorts of stuff. But I haven't
Said
seen
crap.
like, yeah, they don't alligators don't approach us very often.
I can't imagine they would. I was down there in Polk County is where my sister lived, and there was a
That's not
guy who
fun.
kept jumping in. He kept jumping in like I don't know, like a little pond or something that was filled with alligators, and he's
I
like,
wouldn't do
"No, they're
that.
my friends. It's cool. They're my friends."
I wouldn't do that.
But I mean, he survived it. The police took him to the insane asylum immediately, but he
Jeez.
survived the incident.
Yeah, I'm not saying that you can't, but I wouldn't have
I'm
done
not
that
gonna
if it
try
was
it.
me. It's
You? I wouldn't even go to one of those roadside attraction parks where like you could pet one. I'm like, no, I'm good. Thanks.
yeah, they usually tape their mouths shut. They do that at the dirt
Did you
mall here.
ever, did we already talk about this? Did you eat alligator?
I
I
have
think
had gator tail. Yeah,
we covered that in like episode 1 or 2 or something.
it's a
I tried it.
novelty.
It was horrible.
It's not that great.
It was
It
saltwater chicken.
rubbery.
Yeah, it
It's like
was
rubbery
horrible.
fishy chicken.
Yeah, it was gross with
Yeah, I don't
salty
like it.
taste. Yeah,
I don't like it.
horrible.
Yeah, they sell
But
gator jerky.
I can't imagine I'd like that either.
I don't buy it.
Just leave the gators alone. Just let them sit there and gator themselves or whatever
Yeah,
they
right.
do. How are we doing on listeners? Do we have anybody?
We
Have
do.
we grown?
We've gained listeners. We gain a small amount every week. Every week we gain 1 or 2 more listeners. We were talking about this before the show that we're going to start now that we've got things running a little bit more smoothly. We're going to start maybe doing a little bit of advertising to get the word out to some people maybe about our age, a little bit younger, and
It says stream paused. What does that mean?
everything looks fine to me.
No, I just see stream paused. Sea Pickle has minimized their application. Sit tight.
Oh, that's talking about the VLC that I'm sharing with you. Yeah, that's all it is.
Oh, see, as I'm teaching you about the inside of wrestling, you're teaching me how computers work.
Yeah, yep. So
It works out great. Good give and take.
yeah, so VLC is the program that I use to play the audio file that we hear at the beginning of the show, and I have to share that with you in order for you to be able to hear it. Because
Gotcha.
through Discord, the only thing it's going to pick up is the microphone that I'm speaking with right now, and anything that's shared on the stream. Now you could share a stream with me too and do the same thing. But if I
That would
played
be fun.
anything like
Person.
if I played a video game or a YouTube video, you wouldn't be able to hear it unless I shared the stream with
Oh
you.
yeah, you'd have to fly up here to Buffalo, teach me how to do it, and then fly back to Florida and jump back on.
Yeah, and I may just do that because I visited Buffalo back in November and would really like to go back more often. And
You know where to go. We have plenty of places to go here. You know them all.
oh man, it's so great. I there's so many things I miss about Buffalo. It's like Buffalo's a medium size. So people don't know a lot about Buffalo, New York, in this country. It's the Queen City, the Queen City next to New York City, and people just assume that we're like New York City and we're close to New York City. We're not. We're far away from New York City. We're 6 hours by car, I think, is what it is. And
Like 8,
it's-
5 for me.
depending on how you drive, between 5 and 8.
Yeah,
we're closer to we're
I
closer to
think my
Cleveland.
sister made a world record time of like 4.5 hours.
No,
one time.
jeez, she must have been
Yeah.
flying.
I could only imagine. I'm
Jeez.
not surprised.
There's like this section of on the 90 that splits. I think it's the 75, but I'm not 100% sure. It's just such a traffic jam every time. It's the section that splits between New York City and New England, and it's always jammed up. It's crazy. But
I've
no,
always avoided driving into the city. I've driven near the city. Like I've driven to New Jersey, and I've driven pretty close. I mean, when I went in through New Jersey, by the time I got off of my exit New Jersey, I was at the top of a hill and I could see the city off in the distance.
mhm.
I've made that trip several times, but I never had to go around the city or through the city.
I've
I've
never been
gotten
to New
right
York City either.
I've been in it, but I flew in several times.
Oh, like a layover, yeah, but I've never actually been to New
Oh
York
no,
City.
I've gotten out of the airport
Oh, really?
and actually visited New York City.
Yeah.
Went to the
So,
museums and so on and so forth.
so what
Central
people
Park.
don't know about Buffalo is that the next closest big city is actually Toronto, Canada.
It's about 45 minutes for
Mhm.
me, 2 hours for everybody else.
Depends on how you drive, of course. Yeah.
Well, I
And
could see from my house, for those that do know the geography of the area, I'm out in Barker by Alcott. And if I go to the lakes, like right outside my back door there, I go down through the next field, and there's Lake Ontario.
mm,
I could see Toronto in the distance there.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
by boat, I think it's like a half hour, 40 minutes.
Oh, that's even more convenient. The next
Yeah.
closest big city is Cleveland, and then
Yep.
Chicago. So,
4 hours.
yeah, Buffalo is more like Detroit, Cleveland, Chicago than it is New York City. And
Oh yeah, it's about 5 hours.
yeah, it's just
You can
culturally,
south
yeah,
US.
culturally, it's much more similar to Pittsburgh. Not New York City. I mean, it's more like a Midwestern city than it is an East Coast city, and people don't
Oh,
realize that.
Pittsburgh's very similar in a
Yeah,
lot of ways.
it is.
Which is
Yeah, they
uh,
even eat beef on weck down there.
they do.
Hmm.
How dare they?
They claim it as their own.
Do we have any questions from listeners? Anything going on?
Any
Anybody
questions
listening?
from listeners? Let's see. We look in the chat. Matt, are you shocked with the insider information that Blackjack is providing on a week-to-week basis? Love it. That is from Baloney Pete. Baloney Pete, welcome back. Good to have you again. Happy to have you as a listener. Am I shocked? No. I'm not shocked. Shocked's not quite the right word. I did actually have a little bit of the knowledge of the industry before starting this particular podcast. People are people. I'm in my mid 40s. I've been around for a while, so no, nothing really shocks me. But it's cool. It's a really cool thing to learn, and shock. It's hard to shock me, dude. I've been through so much.
Surprise you? Did anything that maybe we discussed or I enlightened you upon? Did it surprise you in any way?
I don't know if surprise is quite the right word. Like maybe one level below that. Like what's that?
I don't know what that would be. I don't
Yeah,
know the scale.
I'm not sure what it is either, but let's see. What would be the most surprising thing? That so many wrestlers smoke. That one was a little surprising.
Really?
I'm always surprised when I hear that athletes smoke.
Yeah. I mean, when I was starting out, there was a lot more. Mm-hmm. And then, I mean, I'm trying to think. I was already wrestling. I didn't start smoking until after I started wrestling.
Yeah, that's a little surprising to me.
Yeah, I was later. Because I wasn't smoking when I knew you.
You did a little bit. Just a little bit.
I was just starting. That was like the first year.
Just a little bit, because I remember you smoked. You would smoke in places that you weren't supposed to.
I didn't care.
I thought that was really funny. You would just hide the cigarette in your hand, like you would hold it like
cover it up, yeah.
Cover it like this, and like
with their vapes nowadays.
Oh, geez, the vapes are awesome, dude.
Yeah. What these kids don't realize is that I have kids that are their age and a little older, so they tell me all the tricks to look out for, and they don't stand a chance. And you should see their faces when I call them out, like, "Oh, why are you huffing on your sleeve there, pal?
Yeah, why are you suddenly coughing out steam?
Why are you coughing into the sleeve of your hoodie?"
That's too funny. No, these kids are spoiled, man. We had to work for it to get away with it when we were kids.
Oh yeah, well, it was a different time too. If we would have gotten caught, they'd been like, "Stop being stupid, knock it off." Nowadays, it's a lot more different of a penalty.
Well, it's different when you're talking about like tobacco versus weed, because like when we were kids in the 90s, weed was treated like heroin. It was just like the same level. And what the kids today don't realize is that we were double punished for it. And actually, many people our age don't even know this. But let's say you're a teenager and in the 90s and you're out smoking some weed and you get caught and you get a ticket. Turns out that you have to report that on your FAFSA, and you're ineligible for student aid for college because you have a drug charge. And
really?
Yeah. I don't know if it's still like that, but that was true for when we were kids, which is why it was so bad if you were caught when you were a kid, if you were planning on going to college.
With weed on us.
Yeah. But nowadays, like when I went back to Buffalo in November, like where New York is a completely recreational state, you just walk into a dispensary, buy whatever you want. It's unbelievable. I never thought I'd live to see the day.
It comes in food and gummies and candies and worms, gummy worms and sour. And I won't do it. I have no need for it. I mean, it's not that I haven't done it. It's just I don't do it now. Adult. I like to keep control of them. Like I told you about the painkillers and the surgery.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, we got shit to do. We're busy now.
I can't mess around with that.
Yeah.
But I had looked up. Remember we started talking at the end of last week's episode about Mr. Big Stuff.
Mr. Big Stuff, yes.
I did a little digging, just from my own memories of knowing him. I remember before I was wrestling, I saw him pop up at like other kind of events trying to claim he's a wrestler. Mm-hmm. And then I got into wrestling, and I remember him trying to get into wrestling promotions and them not letting him. Just him being known as being untrained and this and that. Mm-hmm. But I still talk to him like a human being. We argued constantly about whether or not he was a professional wrestler. So I would tell him to his face, I'm like, "You're not a professional wrestler. You're not properly trained." And he would think at times that, I was just telling it like it was. I mean, I went to very strict training with very strict codes, and he didn't. So we had that argument all the time. but would still conversate like two normal people and then continue arguing about that. So what I did find out, I reached out to an old friend who, ironically, when I pulled up the messages, he sent me a message like a decade ago and I never saw it. So finally I got to see it and I talked to him. He was another wrestler named Crazy Cruz, and he was real close with Mr. Big Stuff. And Cruz is like the kind of guy like you either love him or you love him. Like there's no choice.
Right.
You're not allowed to have a choice on it. He's just a lovable guy. He was very close with Mr. Big Stuff. And when other people were kind of shitting on Big Stuff a lot, saying they didn't belong and stuff like that, Cruz always stuck up for him. And, respect that, of course. But his name was Isaiah Stacy. Mr. Big Stuff was Isaiah Stacy.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Isaiah Bernard Stacy. And what Cruz told me from being a personal friend of his was that he's a very good soul, which I could tell you, because although we may have spent a lot of time arguing whether or not you're a natural wrestler or not, we still talk normal. And I could see that he was a great person. And I would not, we'd get into our arguments over wrestling, but he was a good person either way. And last time I talked to him before he had passed away, he kind of told me some of the stuff, and I was new to wrestling still at the time. I was still within my first few years. And as I replay those conversations in my head now, much more mature and grown up, as well as experienced in wrestling, I could tell you honestly, I think he was taken advantage of a lot.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because of his size and the potential attraction. I think some promoters would, fill his head with stuff like, oh yeah, you're a pro wrestler. All you need to do is buy boots. I'm going to pay you nothing, but I'm going to put you on all these flyers and, you're going to be well known and rich and famous. But I think he was taken advantage of and didn't even really fully realize it. I think towards the end he did though. And I think a promoter even tried to take money from him at one point.
Oh.
Yeah, so no, he was taken advantage of. At the time I was too young to really realize it and just kind of argued with him about whether or not he was a professional wrestler or not.
Yeah.
But really, had this happened now, I would go back in time and actually smarten him up to wrestling.
Yeah.
And say, it sounds like these people take advantage of you. Let's show you how to really do it, and then promote you and try to make something of you.
Yeah, I've never actually talked to him. I've only seen him at certain events, but the reason why he sticks out in my mind is because he was so big that he couldn't fit in any seats. And he was always standing in the aisles for any of these events that were going on in Buffalo, and the back of his hooded sweatshirt said Mr. Big Stuff, and we got used to seeing him. And I think he was a bit older than me, so I was just a teenager at the time, so I never talked to him, but I remember him. He sticks out in my mind. Baloney Pete in the chat says, did Blackjack win any world championships? So for those of you who don't know, Jason wrestled under the name Blackjack.
What's your definition of world title?
He didn't say title, he said championships. So I'm not really sure what that means.
The title is a championship. I've held promotions versions of the world championship. Back in the older days when there was a territory system, there were belts and titles that were actually considered like a regional champion of sorts. I have won those. I've won more than just, the local company down the road's world heavyweight title. I've held titles that I actually had to defend through a corporation in other promotions. So I was the North American champion, and I would go promotion to promotion all over North America and defend that title. Sort of like an AWA territory system type setup. So yes, I've held titles that, if you look at it from the entertainment aspect, it's a prop.
Yeah.
But it's a good prop because that means that the promoter knows you could draw money. So you did win that honor, that prestige. And I've held many of those smaller ones, the individual ones, the small promotion. And I've held some that were actually contended in different promotions. Kind of like traveling, like the Ric Flair type world champion of like the 80s, but on a much smaller level.
If you were to lose the title in a different promotion, would that title be transferred to the person in that promotion?
Yes, but that person would have to wrestle my bookings. I actually lost one when I really wasn't supposed to. They were kind of mad that I lost it, but I was over in England, and I'm like, it's a North American title. I don't technically have to defend it in England, but I was there. So I'm like, what would happen if I lost? That would be cool. And then win it back before I leave. So I did that. And then there was a local promotion in Buffalo. I was wrestling part-time for them, and I lost their title. So I'm wrestling these guys in England, like, go ahead, win. We'll put it on there. So I lost. There's a local Buffalo promotion that had a title change in England, and I won it back in Austria. So
against the same person?
Hey, no, different person.
Oh, really?
The old Intercontinental Rio de Janeiro situation.
Yeah.
Yep. So
nice. So do we have any other in the chat? That one comes from YouTube. Nope, no other chats. Don't forget, guys, we are also broadcasting on Rumble. We do plan to expand that to Kick in the near future. Simultaneously broadcasting on as many platforms as we can, once we start getting the word out here. Now,
absolutely.
I don't have any updates on Hulk Hogan's daughter and her husband, who is running for mayor of Edgewater.
He was a hockey.
Yes, a hockey player. He's got. I don't have his graphic prepared, but it was definitely prepared by ChatGTP. Like how how like you're seeing it like the same kind of art style everywhere right now.
Yes, that shit AI.
Yeah, the same style, and it's with like the data key points in a row on one side, and also on the bottom with a little graphic, and the Stanley Cup picture is in there too. I think it's funny, but we don't have any updates on that. I should be able to have an update at some point in the near future, but we do want to get Brooke Hogan on here at some point.
That would be great.
I think so, especially since she's so local. I had no idea. Edgewater is about an hour north of me. So it's just like straight up the I-95, and that's where it is.
Yeah, that's where I spent a lot of time there when I was in Florida.
Mm-hmm. Yep, they're doing our local wrestling promotion is doing a Star Spangled. No, wait, that's not the one happening in Daytona. I forget which one they're doing in Daytona, but they have one in Daytona at the Oceanside Arena where the NWA was born, or the NWO. I'm sorry, NWO, New World Order, where that was born.
Yeah,
they did that last year. And they had such a great show that they're doing it again next year, and it was actually a really good event. They did great. They had good concessions. It was run by Ticketmaster. They had 1,500 in attendance that show.
Nice.
Yeah,
very
they
nice.
did really well.
When are they doing the next one?
Well, there's one upcoming this weekend, the 25th. I think it's just going to be here in Melbourne at a hotel or some little arena. But it's going to give me a chance to try out my new 360 camera. So I'm going to set that up somewhere where...
That's right. Yeah.
Yep. So I'm going to try that and see how that is. It's actually really cool. I haven't had the chance to play with it a lot, but for recording a live event, I think it's going to be really good because you can just change your perspective whenever you want.
I hope so. Yeah, that'll be great.
After the fact. Change your perspective after the fact because it gets the full... I don't know why they say 360 because 360 is just a circle. This isn't a circle. It's a sphere. I don't know how many degrees are in a sphere, but it should be that. And it's you have like this full range of motion like after the fact that it's been recorded. So like just picture like if it's you're watching it on YouTube and you can control it with the mouse. You can move the camera wherever you want and it'll look like you're moving the camera in real time except it's a recorded video. And same thing if you have a VR headset. So it looks really cool.
I get it. Yeah, cool. Mm-hmm. Awesome. Well, yeah. We'll love to see how that turns out. Try to get some good action sequences.
Oh yeah.
Trying to get any. Try to avoid the thigh slaps and when they shoot the guy into the ropes by the back of his head, which I still don't understand to this day, but that happens a lot nowadays on the indies. Mm-hmm. Like, did you see the video I sent you during the week?
I think so. Which one was it?
Yeah, it was just D'Lo Brown was doing a training session.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
He's trying to explain to the guys. He goes, "How does this work? In what fight is this going to send the guy flying into the ropes?" And they still do it. It's a lot of that just does not make sense to me with today's wrestling. It's kind of like I stopped giving it any credibility. But this is my personal opinion because I'm old school and was trained a certain way, and I can't give it credibility when I see him just they do this like choreographed time dance where they slap him on the back and the guy runs to the ropes. Like and then they slap him on the back again. And he runs the other. I said, wait a minute, but if somebody slapped me on the back, I'd turn around and slap them in the face.
I know what you're talking about. I think I've actually seen that being done for a very long time, though. Like even back in the '90s, they were.
Yeah.
I think so.
Well, I don't. I mean, I remember the stuff that looked odd to me when I was a kid was when they would do an Irish whip and they would keep both hands on the wrist and just
Mm,
fling the guy like that. So somebody grabbed me by the arm and flung it. I'm not going to go perfectly
mhm.
running towards the rope. I'm probably going to do a 360 and clothesline his head off. But that's what I did in wrestling. So
Yeah,
if a guy went to do that, slap in the back, I'd turn around, look at him, slap in the face. And the crowd that was from the other generation would love that.
the only thing
But
that's
I
never really made that much sense to me is the punching. Like
art form, that's for sure.
yeah,
I would
like
rather get punched than see it miss.
yeah, but it's like if you want to watch punching, watch boxing, right? So, and as somebody who has thrown a few punches and taken a few punches before, like the whole stomping punch that's pulled right at the end looks weird to me.
Oh, here, I'll tell you a story about that. Before I met you
Mhm.
and before I got into wrestling, I was a boxer.
Right.
Highly ranked, championship winning on the amateurs, couple pro fights, got the hell out of there. When a guy got hurt, when I saw how quickly I could hurt somebody,
Hmm.
I went to pro wrestling so fast. I was like, I'm going to go down there and learn how to do that because that's really what I want to do the most. And I know if you hurt somebody there, it's by accident. But
Yeah, exactly.
exactly, I wanted to go learn that. So I got out of boxing quick. Once those gloves went from like 12 ounces down to 8-ounce gloves, and I hit a guy without headgear on. I watched
Oh
him
boy.
fly. The way his head spun, it was like a cartoon.
Yeah.
Literally flew a multitude of feet away from me. And I'm not even exaggerating. Like if I hit him this way, like that, he spun and maybe
Yeah.
flew about. His feet were about 6 or 7 feet from me, and his head was the other way. That's how far he flew in the air, and that's when I realized this isn't for me. I'm not trying to do this. But when I got to wrestling school, and it was the day to go over punches, obviously I got the guy right in the corner. I tucked my elbow in, boom. I'm like, I just hit him without really hitting him, right? But I remember just the way I cocked back, and they're all going, no, 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 no. So then they had to, because I mean that was second nature to me, that type
Yeah.
of punch and the quick jabs and the cross. So they had to like literally break that of my mind and get me into throwing like a working punch.
So for those of you who don't know, Jason is a really big guy, like really big. So, and he can throw a punch, and if that punch connects, it's going to do some damage, even if you are a
Back
big guy yourself.
back when oh no, I've done damage to people, and I'm almost like I'm a highly trained pacifist. The thought of hurting somebody, I've walked away from fights that the guy might have deserved a good
Yeah.
smack, but I don't want to be the one to deliver it because
Right.
when I still see that guy flying and hurt, and I don't, I don't want to hit anybody, but I could. Did we get into anything stupid when we were young? Do you remember any
Nah,
times we were
nothing.
somewhere
Nah, nothing that
around that
stupid.
age? I was a little more stupid back then, and I would get into fights because nobody else. Whenever we go out to bars and people got mouthy and lippy, they didn't really know how to fight. They take their
Nobody
arm from
does.
and they try to swing it like this, and I just go straight in, boom.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure your sister could tell a couple stories.
Oh, I'm sure she could. Baloney Pete in the chat says, Matt, why haven't you gone into the business? That's a good question. So, back when it was a viable option for me, I had two choices. It was either go into this business or go into computer science. I chose computer science because back then it was more lucrative of a career. It was more stable. It was indoors. It was in an office. It had insurance. Um, there's less health problems. I weighed all of those things out in my mind before I made a decision, and that's what happened. So I was involved in martial arts and toying with the idea of going into the business, and also the weightlifting. I never stopped doing that, but it was just the life expectancy was a little bit too short on a lot of pro wrestlers, which is something I considered a lot because, steroid usage is big, and I do not like to use drugs, and I wasn't too clear on my family's heart health history, so I wanted to stay away from all of that, and it was just a combination of a lot of things. I'm actually really really good with computers, so I went that path.
Well, on the opposite end of that, there, Baloney Pete or Salami Sam or whatever, Matt made an excellent decision because I was stupid and chose the opposite, and I just had my entire knee ripped out and I don't have
Yeah.
the cushiness of a computer scientist.
Yeah. Well, it's been a little rough the last
Damage.
couple of years because the whole globalization and the saturation of the market. But because I'm specialized in a lot of different fields, I have skills that are very hard to pick up. So I've done well. Also,
Imagine that would
I'm. Hmm?
happen. I'd imagine that would happen in any field.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, for sure. And also, I met my wife in college, and I'm really, really glad I did that because I have a really, really good one, and I know that a lot of people can't say that. So I think I definitely, at least for that area, made the right decision in going off to college for computer
Yeah.
science.
Yeah.
I
So
yeah,
you have a great job and insurance,
yep,
Matt. Uh, Not so
yeah.
much me. Uh, one knee surgery, me. How many knee surgeries have you had, Matt?
I had LASIK in 2003.
That doesn't count. That's nothing. That's
I haven't.
amateur.
I've never had any major surgeries. I had my wisdom teeth
Yeah.
taken out. I've had LASIK and
One
just been,
wife,
yeah,
multiple wives. Yeah.
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 Non-wrestling related, Matt. Are you a Bills fan? If not, why not wearing a Bills shirt? Are you kidding me? Like,
Are you?
yeah, do you see that? The little Bills logo?
Oh, it
Yeah, go Bills, man. I went to a Bills game back in November up in Buffalo. Bills versus the Bucks. You know, Josh Allen is my daddy.
is. He's everybody's Jetty.
Yeah,
At this
Josh
point.
Allen rules.
Oh, he's the best by
Yeah.
far.
So at my work, most of the people there are foreign workers that have been imported. They're legal. So before anybody says
Legally
anything,
important.
and
Legally important.
they all watch soccer, and I don't watch soccer. So right now the World Cup is going on, and they're all talking about their own respective countries, like Brazil versus Morocco and all that. And I said, okay, so when American football comes along, when real football is here, you guys are all going to be Bills fans, and they all agreed to that because I've been making them Buffalo style pizza, and they love it.
There you go. Let me see if actually I just got a message from Crazy Cruz. Let me see if I can get him to listen.
Yeah. Yeah, my wife, who is not from Buffalo, when we did live in Buffalo for 4 years, she became a Bills fan too, and we've watched together since the who was that before Tyrod Taylor, since the Tyrod Taylor days.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so back when we were losing, when we were losing with Rex Ryan. Do you remember Rex Ryan? He put on so much weight.
We would see him and his brother at Tops all the time because where my old house was, there's a Tops around the corner, and me and Bradley would go, and we'd see one of the Ryan brothers going down the aisles with their cart constantly. So we got to see.
Yeah, they must have loved the food in Buffalo, dude, because Rex Ryan ballooned up after he became the Bills head coach.
Well, I mean, with the pizza we have,
oh, it's amazing,
and the chicken fingers and the chicken subs. How do you not? It's impossible.
We had such a big list when we visited Buffalo. Paula's Donuts. You ever been to Paula's?
Oh, 2 days ago.
Oh, dude. Okay, so for the rest of you in the country, Paula's Donuts. Paula's Donuts is hands down the best donuts you will get anywhere. I'm going to say the world.
And you know what? If somebody has something to the contrary, I would like to taste it.
Yeah, let's taste test it. I've tasted other donuts. None of them compare.
Contest.
Yep. I mean, Voodoo Donuts in Universal Studios, not even close.
That sounds like it's more of a gimmick than it is a taste.
It is. It is. I was really disappointed. You know, it's all about presentation. Paula's Donuts are huge. They're absolutely massive. I'd go so far as to say somewhere between 1 to 2 pounds per donuts is very typical. And they also sell this thing called punchki. Here's another thing that nobody else in the country knows about. Punchki, Polish donuts that they only sell during Mardi Gras. And I remember at the time I used to work for Citigroup at a bank, and we had a lot of Indian women programmers there, and they were all right at the age where they were about to be given to their husbands. They still did arranged marriages back then. And during Mardi Gras, I went to Paula's Donuts and I grabbed 2 dozen donuts and 2 dozen punchki, and I brought them in for the team. They ate the donuts, but they were mad at me. Like mad at me because they were making them gain weight because they were all talking about they weren't going to fit in their clothes. They were putting on weight because these massive donuts were too delicious for them to say no to.
Wow. All right. Well, honestly, I got a message. Remember I told you that I was trying to get some more inside personal information about Mr. Big Stuff so that we could honor him.
Yes.
This week. I reached out to somebody that I hadn't spoken to in a long time. Crazy Cruz. I told you he's the kind of guy you either love him or you love him.
Right.
He actually just sent me a message and reminded me that there were times that I was hard on him and tough on him. But, and a lot of other guys need to know that that's the way I was brought into wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like, hello, sir, come on in this ring. Here, have fun. No, it was like, get over here. Bop, bop, bop. And then, you do things online, you were kept in line pretty hard.
Yeah.
But him and many others need to know that I love them. I was
Yeah.
hard on them because that's the way that I was broken into wrestling myself.
It's
And
the
I
way you
wanted to
learn.
see the same. I wanted to see the same thing for them. I wanted them to be as hard nosed and serious about the business, and be as respected by others.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really just that. There were a few people I was an asshole to because they didn't belong, but people like Crazy Cruz were definitely not one of them. I don't know if he knew that I've always loved him because he's a great guy, but I was also tough on him because he was learning. Want to make sure he learned the right way. And if you decide to get any further in this business, I'll be the same way with you.
Any relation to Terry Crews?
No, it's Cruz, like Cruz, like
Oh, that Cruz. Oh,
Victor
okay.
Cruz.
Yeah.
For you New York Giants fans out there.
Yeah. Oh, gotcha. I'm a big Terry Crews fan. I love Terry Crews.
You just love Terry Crews so much, you think everybody named Cruz is related to Terry Crews.
Man, well, it's like that.
That's how I feel about everybody named Hogan.
Yeah, right. Wouldn't it be great if we can get Terry Crews on the show?
I'm sure you could do it. Computer hookups, get him in.
Yeah, that would
I'm
be
sure
awesome.
we'll get Crazy Cruz on one day. Let him tell some stories about wrestling.
Yeah, the dude's in still great. Yeah, he's in great shape still. Have you seen him recently?
Terry Crews or
Yeah.
Crazy Cruz?
Well, Terry Crews. I don't know who Crazy Crews.
Crazy
Terry
Cruz is awesome. Terry Crews, no, I have not seen him.
Yeah, he's up there near. He's getting close to 60 at this point, I think.
Really?
Yeah, looks great for his age.
That's
not even for his age, just in general.
Get him on. Get him on the same day as Brooke Hogan, her Stanley Cup winning husband.
I don't know. I'll try. I mean,
I wrote a book that you get kickbacks on.
I think we need to have our subscribership in like the triple digits before I at least try somebody at the level of Terry Crews.
Oh, I'm with you. Believe me, I've tried people much less level of Terry Crews, and I can't get them because the little still.
Did you ever see Idiocracy?
Absolutely.
Oh, he was great in that.
President Camacho.
Yeah.
The worst part is that movie. It was made so long ago. It's almost turning into a documentary.
The last presidential election, my wife wrote in his movie name for president.
Camacho.
The whole Alejandro Mountain Dew Herbert Camacho, whatever it was. That's what she wrote in for president the last presidential election.
Wow, that happens.
Yeah, it's like she's just like same attitude as me. We're both pretty black pilled about the whole voting thing. We're just like, fuck this. I'm just writing in some weird name. Who cares?
Right.
Yeah, that's what I wrote in. Rob Zombie.
You should have wrote in Blackjack Phoenix. I would take one vote for president.
It was a.
It was a.
It was a bit. Maybe we'll do that next time.
Very cool.
We'll have like a. We'll have enough listeners by then to the point where it'll actually matter. So it's like, look, if you guys are black pilled on voting in 2028, write in Blackjack Phoenix. Right? That's the name, right?
Yep, do it.
Yeah, do it. I mean, what the hell? Why not? What's the difference? Like, your vote even matters anyway.
I'll take it. I'll take one. I want enough to have a little graphic on the news.
Exactly.
It shows all winning and then shows you way at the bottom. I'll take being that guy. I don't care.
We have to
selection.
We have to send the news a picture of you in your tank top.
And my wrestling trunks.
Yes.
An old picture. You don't want a new picture of me in those wrestling trunks.
We can doctor it. It doesn't matter. I'll use AI and clean it up.
Oh, yeah, you're good with computers.
Here, de-age this by 20 years.
Go ahead, do it.
Yeah, that's funny. It's like, hey, let's get this guy's hair back to brown.
Back to brown again. Remember that?
Yeah, dude. I know. Mine's
so remember that argument you had with your father about Chicago.
I don't even remember it.
Oh my God, it was so funny. The way you were so dead serious arguing with him.
I don't remember it. I don't remember it. I have no recollection of it at all.
I don't want her in a hotel room in Chicago with her boyfriend. And you're like, if she's going to be in a hotel room in Chicago, at least she's with him.
I mean, it makes sense. But, even back then, I mean, she was still a full grown.
like I was The Price is Right, and you were like showing the show. Like, do you want her with him, or do you want her alone?
Yeah,
You were so
it makes sense. It really does. But even back then, she was still a full grown adult. I mean, I didn't, so
yeah, you were just sticking up for her.
yeah.
It was logic. If we were going to be on a TV show, do you want us separated, or do you want me looking over her?
So did you mention what that TV show was?
Jerry Springer.
I love this story.
Do you want me to tell the story about
Yeah,
how me and your sister?
Yeah, tell the story. Tell the story.
All right. So years ago, I was dating Matt's sister. Very serious. Very serious.
Mm-hmm.
We were at my house one day. We were young still. I was wrestling, but I was at home a little more, and I was at my dad's house, and we were watching the Jerry Springer show, and something came on, like in between commercials, said, are you involved in a love triangle? If so, call this number. So I'm just trying to make your sister laugh. So I'm like, oh, watch this. So I pick up the phone, and I'm sounding ridiculous, like. And then my real girlfriend, she found out, and she tried to stab me with a fork. And I just made it sound like I told this totally stupid, crazy story, right? So the show's over. I'm laughing while I'm telling the story on the phone to these producers. So we laugh about it. We're like, we're never going to hear this again. And I think we went for ice cream. We're like, let's go get some ice cream. So me and your sister jumped in the car. We went to get ice cream. We came back, and my dad's staring at me. He's like, why did the Jerry Springer show just call my house? And I'm like, no way, you got to be kidding me. So sure enough, we called back, and they wanted us that night. They were going to send us to the airport that night, and we didn't know there was no love triangle. So do you remember?
I do.
Do you remember his friend Kendra?
Kendra, yeah, I do.
Yeah, we called her up, and we're like, all right, me and you are in the relationship. April is the new chick. And we're gonna fight, and you just throw each other around the stage and whatever. So the producers called all three of us separate, and they booked me and your sister on a flight at 5 a.m. This was like 6 p.m. Do you remember that?
I didn't remember that specific detail.
It was 6 p.m. and they had us on a flight by 5 a.m. A limo in my dad's driveway, but we went to your house first so that your sister could pack. And that's when your dad's like, I don't want her in Chicago with her boyfriend alone. And you're like, if she's going to be in Chicago, do you want her with this or by herself?
Chicago's a rough city, by the way. I mean,
well, you ended up winning that argument. So 5 a.m.
Wow, how about that?
Yep. Well, 5 a.m., a limo showed up in the driveway of my father's house. Your sister and I got in it. Kendra was flown out separately on a separate plane. We got there. And I mean, it was like crazy, like backstage, like there's all these people. It was like a circus. And the producer was all like, I mean, she had like a bookshelf in her office with porn. Like, remember the old VHS porn boxes, the real big ones?
Yeah.
That was her office. I'm like, whose office in a professional business has porn all over it?
That is a little weird.
It was just a mind-blowing experience. So next thing you know, they're putting makeup on us. They're putting clothes on us. And we're out there. There we are on stage. And I'm sitting there. It was me who went out first. And I'm looking up, and there's Jerry Springer in the audience. And I'm on the chairs, and Steve, the security guy's down there. And I couldn't hear him because his mic wasn't like on. So I could barely hear him. But he said something about like, Jason, well, tell me what's going on. And I repeated that crazy story, whatever it was, about Kendra stabbing with a knife. And I got a new girlfriend, and I really love her. So they brought out, I think it was like your sister first, and then she told the story, and then I think Kendra came out, and they started fighting. And then the security guards had to run up and break up your sister and Kendra, and I'm sitting there like this, like shocked. This is all going on in front of me, and Jerry Springer's right over their shoulder. So I'm watching all this, and then I told Kendra at one point, push me, while I was sitting down. So I did the thing where I leaned back in my chair, so it was kind of off balance, and she pushed me, and I flipped. But I think what blew it for us, because they pulled us aside, and I'll tell that story. They basically caught us that we made up the story or something. Mm-hmm. I did like a headstand when I flipped back, and I kicked my legs, and I smacked into the bookshelf. I think I way oversold the Jerry Springer show bump.
So
anyway, it was crazy though. Your sister and Kendra did so well. and they were like fighting, and they were like pulling their clothes apart. I'm trying to like smack the security guy's hand to get his hands off your sister. I didn't care if they ripped Kendra's clothes off. I didn't want your sister exposed on national television.
At the time, nobody would have wanted to see that anyway.
No, I'm smacking the guy's hand off. I'm trying to like get him off April. So next thing you know, we're in the back, and there's supposed to be a second part where you go out at the end, and all people were out there, and they took questions from the audience. Well, that lady with the porn in her office called us in and said, "Oh, we think your story's bullshit, this and that." I'm like, "No, it's not bullshit." Then they went to, apparently they were interviewing all three of us separately. And it was, according to April, it was Kendra who was like, "Yeah, it was us. We made it up yesterday."
Jeez, of course it was Kendra.
So I had to sign something saying that I would never go on. There was like several shows produced by that company. It was Jerry Springer, Sally, Jesse Raphael, Ricky. I don't remember exactly which ones, but there was like 10 shows I was banned from, along with your sister and Kendra.
My sister and her friend got you banned from daytime talk shows.
From daytime talk shows, and I'm not allowed on daytime talk shows. But get this, after I left, they knew I was a wrestler, like a small indie wrestler, small-time indie wrestler. Next thing you know, there's small-time indie wrestlers on there almost every week.
Oh, geez.
My friend Dave, who lives down there in Florida, he was on there with a totally made-up story.
Oh, that's
There were
funny.
several. I swear to God, they kicked us off saying we made up the story, which it turns out we did.
You did.
But after that, there were, I would count at least 10 or 12 similar situations with totally blown out of proportion stories.
Of course. So
they took the idea, they kicked me off, banned me from daytime talk shows, and let several other people do what I did for them. And that was a beautiful bump I took from Kendra pushing me off the stage.
That sounds great. So for those of you who don't know, Jerry Springer was a talk show that ran in the daytime back in the 90s and early 2000s. And
what's the best way to describe it?
Well, that was the equivalent of reality trash TV show before reality TV trash was very prevalent. So
it was very controversial. Yeah, definitely trash.
Well, what they would do is they would bring people in who had like crazy stories, love triangles, like my mother is also my sister type stories. You'd see those types of things a lot. And
we should have done that one. Me and your sister should have been like, we just found out we're related.
Oh, jeez. And the
we stay together anyway.
But the defining feature of the Jerry Springer show was that the guests would often fight. And it was always the girls who were fighting. And whenever they did, the crowd would start chanting, "Jerry, Jerry, Jerry."
Nothing but stand there. I saw it firsthand. But I mean, to their credit, they did excellent. They were better than any professional wrestling match I've ever seen. Right in front of me on the Jerry Springer stage.
Oh, so I do have to set the record straight on one thing there. I made the implication that Kendra was not an attractive woman. When she went on this show, she may have been a little bit on the large side. But after high school, she lost a ton of weight and looked great. So I just wanted to, throw that out there. Just didn't want to throw any shade on Kendra. Cool. Oh, she's cool. Yeah. She is cool. Yeah.
Whatever happened?
No idea. No idea.
Would your sister know?
She might. I don't know. So the high school that we went to, there weren't a lot of us, but we're not really in great communication anymore. I mean, a few of my classmates are in my friends list, but I never post anything, and I don't really talk. And I don't know. I thought maybe she moved to like Virginia or North Carolina or something like that. But other than that, I don't really know.
Yeah, we could find out.
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
What happened to Kendra?
What happened to all of my old classmates?
Right? Let's find out.
Yeah.
But because she came in clutch. She only had like an hour to prepare, and she did great.
So one thing. So here's another piece of context for the audience. So I went to a Christian school, and I went to a Christian high school, and Kendra was 1 year before me. There were two kinds of kids who went to a Christian high school. There were one, which was me, that was just in the Christian high school from the very beginning all the way to the Christian school from kindergarten all the way to the end, with the exception of 2 years of middle school. And the other kind of kid who went to Christian school, the bad kid who got put in because they thought it would be a better environment for them, and because maybe they got in trouble, or maybe having sex, boomer parents are
Was
really
that
weird about that. I have no idea. But Kendra was a bad kid. She came from a public school in like mid-year, I want to say, to the grade before me, and let's put bad in air quotes too. So
yeah, we don't know where she came from.
yeah. So keep
All
in
I know,
mind,
yeah, I can see that
yeah,
from the little bit I got to know her, but I could tell you she was an awesome person too.
yeah. Keep in mind, bad back in the '90s. Don't forget, this was at the end, the tail end of the Satanic Panic. So if you got caught smoking weed, you were a bad kid. If you had sex with your
Oh, yeah.
significant other, you were a bad kid. If you listened to heavy metal, you were a bad kid. If you played Dungeons and
Bad,
Dragons, you're a bad kid. So let's use the
evil.
word bad very loosely here, but she was a
90s
bad
bad.
kid.
Yeah, 90s bad.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I thought she was cool, but I would love to know what happened to her
Yeah, I'm
because,
curious
yeah,
too.
she pulled off one of the best performances the world will never see.
We should get her on the show and have her tell that story
Well,
from
that
her
company's got to
perspective.
have footage of it.
You
There's
think
got
so?
to be some way to get it.
Did they ever make it public?
Not it never aired on the show. Like I watched the show, and I remember all the people that were in the green room with us. The one guy was a pimp. And they made him do a dance. He's like, I don't even dance, but he was a real life pimp in Detroit. He gave me his card. I might still have that.
A pimp gave you his card at the Jerry Springer show.
In the green room. Yeah, I showed your sister. She got mad. I think she hit me. I was like, I just took the man's card.
Did he have one of those big purple hats, the feather in it?
They did pimp him up for entertainment purposes, but he really wasn't like that in real life.
Did they give him a pimp cup?
They told him that they wanted him to come out and dance, and he's like, I don't even dance. I don't know how.
That's funny.
He's like, I just own hose. I don't know how to dance.
Did he
So
try?
that was yeah. So but they must have that footage. There's got to be some way to get it.
Yeah. Well. Are they
Unless it
still?
ever showed up. I know they've done unreleased stuff.
Are they still in
Maybe they did
business?
some. I couldn't even tell you, but I'm probably still banned from Sally Jesse Raphael and
Is she still
Jerry
a thing?
Springer. She might have passed away. I don't
even know if
This
these
is back
things are
in the
still a
day.
thing. Are daytime talk shows even a thing?
I don't know. I'm not around her in the day.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I'm not watching TV. That's for sure.
Yeah, me neither. I just don't know.
So
I
that
thought
was
these
the
things
Jerry
kind of.
Springer story with your sister that you can confirm.
Oh, I knew the gist of the story already. It was pretty
yeah.
great. It was pretty great. I always thought it was great, but I've never gotten the minor details of it like this, and it's absolutely
That's the
fantastic.
details. And then when we flew back, they put us on like a propeller plane. We almost died.
They're like, you don't even get coach. You get the sit and pray.
Dude, no, we did. They put us all on the plane together. They didn't even care at that point. They put us on the plane. And it was one of those, and the door was rattling.
Oh,
And
jeez.
there was a stewardess in like a jumper seat because there's only like 6 seats. Like the only thing missing from this story in real life is like a chicken in a coop. But
Oh God.
I remember the stewardess who's in the jumper seat. She got called, like a bing happened, and there's a curtain between the pilot and us. And she stuck her head in the curtain, came out, looked at us like this, and then sat down in her seat and put a seatbelt on real slow and sat there like this.
I wonder what they
As
told
the
her.
windows are rattling, and I'm like, why are you sitting there like that? I'm like, what are you not telling us? Your body language is not telling us something.
Your demeanor is making me very nervous right now.
I still have your sister's nail marks right there.
Oh,
There and there from that
jeez.
flight, from that propeller plane they put us on for an hour from Chicago.
Oh, that's funny. I didn't know about that.
Kendra's nail marks right here. Your sister here. I was yelling at the stewardess for kayfabing us.
So that was that nerve-wracking of a flight, huh?
It was bad. The one on the way home.
Wow.
I don't remember if we told you, but we were panicked. Like, I mean, the lady was visibly shaken after she talked to the pilot. And, like at one point, did that thing where it drops real fast. Like we're here, and all of a sudden, you go, boom, and you drop.
They decommissioned it
yeah.
right after you got home.
That plane probably never flew again after that. We were its
So-
last flight.
It's like,
Thanks
yeah,
a lot,
shouldn't have done
Jerry
that.
Springer, producer with the porn tapes.
That's funny. That's too funny. Now the
Damn
porn
it, Steve.
now the porn tapes inside the office is a little
It's odd,
little-
right?
little odd. Yeah, it's
There's
why
a
would they be
bookshelf
there?
right next to her, loaded with VHS porn tapes.
Why?
Like she'd be trying to. She looked like the type that was in them. Big fakes, and she'd lean over the table, and I'd be looking over at the VHS tapes. Well, she's trying to look at me, and I'm like, why is there porn? in the producer's office.
Why are these tapes here?
I'm like looking like I couldn't believe it. I'm like, am I seeing things? Did they slip me something on the plane? No.
That's funny. Oh, that's absolutely great.
That's the one thing I'll never forget.
So
Was trying to talk like professionally with this woman in her office, and there's porn.
So the one thing we should do is we should definitely see if we can find Kendra and bring her on, see if she has knows how to use Discord. And
well, we got to hear what they because they separated us and investigated us. And afterwards, when we were leaving, that Steve Wilkos guy came over to me. He's like, "Oh, dude, I had no idea you guys made that up." He goes, "It was so good." He goes, "The girls were so believable." He goes, and he was like, "Dude, that was awesome."
I'm surprised they didn't overlook that.
Well, after that, they started to overlook that, or they started to create guys like me coming in doing made up stories.
Yeah. Oh man. Ain't that just the way things go? You know, you come in, you do something innovative, you get in trouble for it, and the people who come after you get rewarded for it.
And they're like, "Hey, remember we got that guy in trouble for it? And those 2 girls? Let's do that regularly.
Let's actually do it."
Yeah, they did it. I swear.
Oh,
I swear they did it.
Damn you, Jerry Springer.
Damn it, Jerry Springer and Steve Wilkos. Maybe we should try to get on the Steve Wilkos show. I think he has a show.
Does he? Do you think he'll remember?
He
might remember you.
At 50. Try to recreate it. I'll break myself.
Well,
oh God, what was it? 20 at the time? Yeah.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, 20-ish, somewhere around there. All right. Well, I think this is probably a good place to end it for this week. I think we're going to try to get Kendra back on. Or actually, on for the first time. My mistake.
That's a great idea. And if you see what details my concussed brain may have left out.
Absolutely.
Those are the details that I recall. There could be several more.
All right. Okay.
That I just recall. So yeah, you do some investigating on your end.
I will.
And I'll sit back and wait for the fun results.
Well, that sounds great. So good night, everybody. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We're going to bring you more entertainment, more guests, and see you next week.